Today we're covering the best solar generators for home backup in 2026. Because picking the wrong one doesn't just waste money, it leaves you powerless when you actually need it. I've done the research, so let's find the right one for you. We're talking about 3,000-watt solar generators today. And this category specifically is where the stakes are real. A unit this size can run your refrigerator, your lights, a medical device, or your entire campsite setup. Get it right, and you have serious, reliable power whenever the grid goes down, or you're miles from the nearest outlet. Get it wrong, and you've spent anywhere from $800 to over $2,000 on something that either underdelivers on capacity, charges too slowly to be useful, or dies on you in year 2. So here's what I'll do. I'll walk you through the best options available right now in 2026, tell you exactly who each one is built for, and by the end, you'll know precisely which one matches your situation. No guesswork, no regret. If your priority is off-grid independence, camping trips, RV weekends, or just not wanting to rely solely on a wall outlet, the Blaver portable power station is worth a hard look at $598.98. That price gets you something most competitors charge extra for: a built-in 40-watt foldable solar panel right out of the box. No hunting for compatible panels, no extra purchase. It's already there. The battery itself is 1,024 watt-hours with LiFePO4 chemistry, which matters more than people realize. LiFePO4 cells are rated for over 3,500 charge cycles. That's more than a decade of daily use. You're not buying a battery that degrades quietly over 2 years. The 1,600-watt output handles the vast majority of household appliances, and that 3,200-watt surge rating means it won't flinch when a refrigerator or CPAP machine kicks on. The 100-watt USB-C port handles two-way fast charging, so your laptop tops off quickly, and the station recharges fast from an external panel if you add one later. The real trade-off? With 77 reviews, it's newer to the market than some rivals here. Solid early ratings, but less long-term owner data to draw from. This is the one for you if you want built-in solar capability without paying for a separate panel kit. If you need something more powerful, the DARREN portable power station steps things up noticeably. And at $899.99, it sits squarely in mid-tier territory. You're getting 1,382.4 watt-hours of LiFePO4 capacity here, which is a meaningful jump if you're running a refrigerator, a CPAP machine, or power tools through an outage. The 1,800 watts continuous output handles most home essentials, and that 3,000 watts surge rating means it won't flinch when a compressor motor kicks on. What genuinely stands out is the charging speed. A full 1,382.4 watt-hours battery back to 100% in about 1.3 hours is fast for this capacity class. That matters when a storm window is closing and you need it ready now. The 15-millisecond UPS switchover is also worth noting. Your router and computer stay on through a blink-of-an-eye transition. One honest caveat: this is a newer listing with only 2 reviews so far. The specs are competitive, but independent long-term reliability data simply isn't there yet. This is the one for you if you need serious capacity and fast recharge times, and you're comfortable being an early adopter on a newer brand. If you need something more powerful, the ComJoy portable power station is where the numbers get serious. At $899.99, you're getting 2,560 watt-hours of LiFePO. 4 capacity, 3,000 watts of continuous output, and a 5,000-watt surge rating. That's enough headroom to run a refrigerator, a window AC unit, and still have ports left over. Speaking of ports, there are 14 of them. 4 AC outlets, 2 USB-C PD at 100 watts each, car charging, Anderson terminal, the works. And if the grid goes down, the 14-millisecond UPS response means your connected devices barely blink. The 1.6-hour full recharge from a wall outlet is genuinely fast for this capacity class. Now, the honest caveat: this is a newer brand with only 2 reviews at the time of this video. The specs are compelling on paper, but independent long-term testing simply hasn't caught up yet. Worth checking verified ratings before you commit. This is the one for you if you're powering a full home backup setup or extended off-grid living and you want raw capacity, fast recharge, and a full port selection in one unit. Moving on to something that bundles everything you need right out of the box. If you want solar power without hunting down compatible panels separately, the Jacari Solar Generator 1000 V2 with the 200-watt panel included comes in at $649, and that price already has the solar built in. That matters more than most people realize when they're budgeting. Jacari is one of the most recognized names in portable power, and this unit backs that reputation up. You're getting 1,070 watt-hours of capacity and a 1,500-watt AC output, enough to run a fridge, power tools, or a small AC unit. The LiFePO4 battery is rated for 4,000 charge cycles, which translates to over 10 years of real use. And if you need it charged fast, the 1-hour emergency charging mode via the Jacari app is genuinely useful in a pinch. It weighs 23.8 pounds, so it's portable without being precious about it. The trade-off is that raw capacity is modest compared to larger units, so extended whole home backup isn't really its lane. This is the one for you if you want a trusted brand, solar included, and a reliable everyday companion for camping, road trips, or emergency preparedness. Now, if you want the one that handles all of it, camping, emergency backup, remote work, and actual home outages, this is where the list gets serious. The Anker Solix C1000 Gen 2 is $499.99, and for what it does, that price is almost hard to argue with. You're getting 1,024 watt-hours of LiFePO, 4 battery capacity, and 2,000 watts of sustained output, 3,000 watts at peak. That means a refrigerator, a CPAP, a router, and a lamp all running at the same time without breaking a sweat. But the spec that separates it from everything else in this range is the charge time. 49 minutes to full. Not a few percent, full. Most owners say that alone changes how they think about power outages, because you can top this thing off the second the grid comes back. 10 ports, 4,000 charge cycles with at least 80% capacity remaining, and it's 14% smaller than comparable units. That's a station you can actually move around your house without planning your day around it. This is the one for you if you want the most capable, fastest charging power station under $500. So let's put these side by side, because the numbers tell a clear story. Battery capacity determines how much you can run. Output wattage determines what you can run. Charging speed determines how fast you're back in business. Price per watt tells you who's actually giving you value. If your priority is raw capacity for multi-day trips, that points you one direction. If you need high wattage for power-hungry devices on a tighter budget, that's a different call entirely. The fastest recharge time matters most when you're catching a short window of grid power. And if you're watching every dollar, price per watt is the only number that really matters. Match the spec to your actual situation, and the right pick becomes obvious. So here's where it lands. Match your power needs, your budget, and how you actually plan to use this thing, and the right pick is already obvious. Need raw watt-hours at the lowest cost per unit? Work down from our top pick. Running sensitive gear that can't tolerate dirty power? Move up to a pure sine wave option. Just want weekend backup for a few lights and a phone? The entry-level pick has you covered. Every one of these earned its spot for a specific buyer. Find yours and stop second-guessing. Links to every option are down in the description. Current prices, no guesswork. If solar and backup power is your thing, subscribe. We cover this stuff so you don't have to.